Hi, my name is Deborah Henney. I'm a wife, author, mother, speaker. Today I'm going to release a prophetic word entitled Delilah. And I started to get this on Valentine's Day, ironically enough, of 2025, and it came more fully on the 15th. But it was kind of a growing sense that I had over a few weeks. And what I felt the Lord say, that there is a spirit of Delilah that has been set against appointed ones during this time. This spirit is seeking to seduce and manipulate by drawing heart orientation away from the Lord. Affection and trauma are capitalized on by the spirit as it ploys for its own gain, seeking to lure attention and affection away from his assignment for these appointed ones is its strategy, a strategy designed to bring swift and sudden defeat and destruction to these ones that he has been raising up. Be aware as this spirit wends its way into minds for sneaking whispers of seduction that seek to capitalize on offense, trauma, and feelings of obligation are its hallmark. Seek him diligently for healing. Breathe deeply of his grace to ward off offense. Do not allow Delilah access to wear down with weariness of mind and heart, and win for repetitive ploys are a key strategy. An assignment of offense has been released throughout his people, seeking to blind eyes and cause isolation by separation and division. Do not be captivated by this, but stand firm in the identity God has for you and hold position in the placement he has for you to see his victory. Jawbones can be used for victory when wielded with his power. Do not allow offense to be your motivation. Love and compassion are what releases deliverance and the power of the gifts he has dispensed. Do not allow your words to align with offense. Receive assignments only from him and not from false obligations derived by the Spirit, though it attempts to make these obligations seem good to the eyes and senses. And I'm just going to go back to the words aligning with offense. And my sense is that this isn't just in like those really clear things or like gossip. It can be really tricky and really sneaky is kind of the sense I'm getting. Like even in those sneaky ways that words can align with offense. Really, we need to be checking our hearts and sifting them before God to make sure that our heart posture and our words are not aligning with offense, but with God's promise and his love and compassion. Okay, moving on. Receive assignments only from him and not from false obligations derived by the Spirit, though it attempts to make these obligations seem good to the eyes and senses. Again, the sense here is that it can be very sneaky, and that's kind of the sense with this whole spirit of Delilah. Very sneaky. These obligations that we can feel called or fall into, I should say, not called into, but fall into, can seem really good. And maybe they're things that we've been doing. Maybe they're things that we love to do. But God is kind of saying, okay, change the orientation a little bit. Make sure it is really what God is calling you into. Make sure, I'm going to say it again, it is what he is calling you into, because that's where the grace is going to be for you to have victory, not falling into an obligation that seems good but isn't God. Okay, moving on. Guard the senses, for this is an access point for this spirit. Guard the senses. And again, that's all of our physical senses. Guard them. Because this spirit will seek to derail and even cause a dulling of the senses for its own gain. Cloudy thoughts and skewed judgments are evidence of this spirit's dirty work. Guard the heart, for it will seek to devour the life he is trying to create and the flow he is seeking to establish through ministries he is seeking to birth in this time. So again, if you are feeling a call to ministry and to birth a ministry, guard your senses, guard your heart posture, and make sure this isn't kind of sneaking its way in there to protect the seed that God has placed in you. Do not allow lust for the things of this world derail the promise he has. There is a great deliverance and outpouring coming. Purity of heart and righteous hunger will keep appointed ones in his bounds of grace and holiness. And again, I felt like it was really a parallel there. Do not allow the lust for things of this world. It's like a hunger from our flesh, a hunger from our own desires. Do not allow lust, but have a righteous hunger, because this righteous hunger for God and the things that God has called you into will keep you an appointed one in his bounds of grace and holiness. Do not compare from one to another, for he has made and sees each one and has appointed each one to their time and their place. This is key, for pride is crouching to devour at comparison's threshold and is another access point for Delilah. Humility and senses trained in grace, trained in righteousness, and appetites trained for holiness and purity are what he is seeking as he is raising up new voices and birthing new movements. He yearns to gather those who will be gathered, yearns to deliver those crying out for deliverance, yearns to heal those who will come to him for healing. There is life he desires to unleash in the earth, and glory he desires to release. Appointed ones, wake up to your calling. Oh, I'm going to say it again. Wake up to your calling and stand in your identity. Let your hearts turn toward him alone and reject the seductive, persistent whispers of Delilah. Open your ears to him and close off the channels that allow Delilah access to your senses and to your heart. Till next time.